Hey, what's up you guys? This is John Hang, and in today's video I'm going to go over how I set up my Christmas decorations. So this is my house, and just to go over what I've got going on, I've got some icicle lights around the gutters on both sides of the house. I've also got the same exact thing going over on the garage, and in the front of the house I've got a Santa and a snowman and a projector. So all this stuff is pretty easy to do and you can get it done in a few hours, and I wanted to go over a few tips and tricks that I came across that will potentially help you out. Alright, sorry for the wind noise, I'm obviously filming outside, but the first thing that I want to go over is how to power your lights. Obviously, if you don't have power, you can't show off your lights. In a previous video, I showed how to install an outdoor outlet, and if you want to check that out, I'll include a link to that in the description or a card right over here. At the corner of my house, I've got an outlet right here. It's GFCI, so it should be weather safe. On Amazon, I purchased this photocell. The cool thing about this brick is that it has a photocell right here and will detect when there's light out. While there's light out, it will not power on, but as soon as it gets dark, it will automatically turn on. And you can see here that I've got it set to 6 hours. So pretty much when it turns dark, this will stay on for 6 hours. So imagine it's 5:30 when it gets dark, it will stay on 6 hours, so about until 11:30. You can see here that I've got two extension cords coming out of it, one going that way to the garage and the other one going to the door. Each of these extension cords is about 25 feet long. And let me show you where the one going to the garage leads to. All right, so we follow this photocell along the edge of my house. Let me just run over. So the extension cord goes this way and it goes under this fence and it will go up this pole that I installed the other day. You can check out that video in my recent videos. And it kind of hides along the cable with these string lights. And on this side, you can see that the extension cord terminates right there and plugs into the icicle lights. And that way you kind of get this like discrete setup. And once again, this is what the icicle lights look like on the outside of my garage. This is a 9-foot strand and another 9-foot strand, and they just plug into each other at the apex of the building. All right, so now that I've showed you the garage, I'm going to show you where the other extension cord goes. So we follow this, it goes along my house, and you can see that it goes this way. And so I've actually got a bunch of leftover extension cords, so you kind of just have to measure how much you actually need. And then at the corner of my house, I've got this 3 outlet stake. So this is right at the corner of my door, so it's kind of hidden underneath this pathway. And so you can see that I've got 3 lights. One of them is a garland light that goes around the door, just like that. So that's about 3 of those. I've also got 2 extension cords, one going to this side of the house and the other extension cord going up there. The extension cords could be a little bit cleaner, but at least it's not a tripping hazard. So what I found is that I've got a siding house, and you can see that I've got this trim plate here. And what you can do is just tuck in the extension cord, and it's got enough give that it can go in there easily, but it's firm enough that you can put it in there without worrying about it falling out. So again, just like the garage, I've got one of my extension cords terminating here, and then my icicle lights just plug in right there and just follow along this way. Same idea with the other side of the house, except it goes much further, all the way up to there, and then it plugs in and follows that gutter. All right, so to attach the garland lights to the outside of the door, I pretty much use these command strips. They just hook in like that, and they're pretty strong, and they're also damage-free. This is what the packaging looks like. And obviously from the packaging, it's meant to hold up lights. I'll include a link for that on Amazon below. Just make sure that the lights that you do install don't get smashed by your door when you're opening and closing the thing. All right, so that's how I set up the lights for the house and the garage. Next, I'm gonna explain how I set up the inflatables in the yard. All right, so my house has this lamppost, and in the lamppost, there's the outlet, and the outlet, I have about a 75-foot long extension cord that's coated green, so it kind of blends into the grass. In the middle of the yard, I've got another one of those 3 outlet stakes that plug in both the Santa Claus, the snowman, as well as the projector over there. All right, so the issue with this lamppost is that I don't have a photocell, so it will not automatically turn on at night around 5:30. like that photo cell in the corner over there. So I'm going to show you how it's set up inside. So the funny thing is that about a minute after I started recording, the power went out at my house. I think it's because of the construction that's going on behind there, but it should come back on soon. So here's the door, and as soon as you get in the door, you've got your switches to turn on lights outside. And so I've got this Honeywell thing. It kind of came with the house actually. And so I can't demo it right here because the power's not on, but you can program this switch to automatically turn on at a set time. I didn't know this for a long time, but underneath here, you can click program. Under that program setting, you can choose when you want the light to turn on. And this light is connected to that lamp post out there. So I've set mine to turn on at 5:30 also. All right, so these are the different products that I was showing before. All right, so here we've got this projector that I was talking about. We've got this one from a relative. Here we've got icicle lights, and these are 9 feet long. We have 2 of them, and that's what's going over the garage. Here we've got these garland lights that are going around the door. We can use 3 of them, and we got these from Target. And then these ones are icicle lights as well, but these are 20 feet long, and this is what we're using around the front of the house. So to hold all the lights around the house, we're using these light holders. You can get them at either Lowe's or Target or wherever else online. I'll include a link for them below. So the nice thing about them is they're pretty multi-purpose. They kind of look funny, and that's because they're meant to do multiple things at the same time. So you can use them to hook into shingles, or you can use them to hook under gutters, as well as a bunch of like other trim and siding pieces. So you can see here on the front of my garage, I don't have gutters, they're on the side of the garage. So here I'm installing the clips into the shingle. So if you want to hang your lights on your shingles like this, you can just hook it under the shingle, and the clip actually have these feet that keep it from falling out. So you would install it like this and just hook the light under there. And once you've got enough of them, you've got enough friction that it won't fall out. Another way to set this up, if you've got gutters on the front of your house, you would ideally use this clip to just hook into your gutter like this. But the issue is my house has these gutter guards, so I can't just do this. And also, I can't just slide it in here because that does not give, there's not enough to bite onto because it's still just that lip there. It's not hooking onto anything. So what you can do is actually just snap that off and throw that part away, and you can use this remaining piece to actually hook into the gutter guard right there. So after breaking that part off, you can just slide it under the gutter guard like this, and the bottom of the gutter guard actually has a part where the sheet metal is folded in on itself, and so now you've got more of something to hold on to. Like here I'm pulling it and it's not sliding out. So you can just continue this all the way along and hook in your lights right there. So if your gutter guard is a little bit tight and you can't just slide this in, you can get a 5-in-1 tool and just press that in there to get a little bit more of a gap. You can actually just leave it hanging there and just slide this in and you should be good, like that. And then take your 5-in-1 out and you're good to go. So all of my outlets are GFCI, so in the case that there is some sort of water that's dripping into it, the outlet will trip and the power will be cut. But if you don't have that same GFCI, you can actually buy one of these. So it's an external one, and it'll pretty much trip and protect you from shock. This is about $20. So once the season's over, I'll be storing all the extension cords using a cord storage wrap, sort of like this. All right, so it's finally nighttime and my power is actually back on now. So you can see on my garage, I've got the 9-foot strips on both sides. For some reason, that's out of power. I'll have to fix that. Probably a blown fuse or something disconnected. Over to my front yard, I've got the same thing going. So you can see that I've got the projector going. It's casting these purple or blue and green lights that are just sort of raining down. And then I've got one run of crystal or icicle lights. And again, I must have cheaped out on these lights or something, because over there as well, they're out. And you can see that, again, I've got this plugged into this lamp. And over there, I've got Santa and the snowman. And then on the front of the house, you can see that I've got this garland, as well as the garland lights that are framing the door. And so this is just a quick clip of what it looks like from the street. All right, so that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. If you're enjoying the content, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, consider leaving a comment below. Until next time, this has been John Heng.